It was really easy to just be able to post something up and have people come in, and a lot of the times those people really enjoyed coming back. Once you meet that person, you make that connection, it's nice being able to like, okay, at least we know when we need somebody and they're available, like they can just jump in and they already know what to do. That definitely came in handy, and actually it did come up a lot. And I think they enjoyed the flexibility of being able to pick up whenever they can. They don't have to worry about being on a set schedule all the time. And so it was a win-win for both parties.
Whenever I talk about Veryable, I talk about the key things that drew me to it, which was first, the number of operators that are in our specific area that we can draw from. Another part is the fact that, they are rated and sort of vetted through previous people that have used them.
A lot of cases we're bringing in operators through Veryable that have other jobs, in some cases with other manufacturing, and they're just looking for gig work for whatever their own reasons are. So they already have an idea of what to expect in the manufacturing environment. It's very little integration from the perspective of this is a factory, this is how you have to behave in one. They generally come in with that knowledge. So at that point we can focus on the nitty-gritty of here's how to do the job, here's how to do it safely.
Once we got started, I realized that there were folks that were really skilled in positions that I didn't know they would be working with Veryable. I even have some folks on Veryable who are better quality control managers than my own staff.
Usually our structure is pretty much very day-to-day because our schedules change so quickly. We do have a couple of operators through Veryable that have been pretty reliable, and they come in regularly when we post those ops because they're in our selected labor pool. We can post the ops when we need it. When things slow down, we don't post the ops, so it gives us that core protection of our workforce and just builds around that for the needs that we have.
But we've had some really good results with Veryable on that third shift. If I come in the morning and I hear that third shift maybe has a large order added onto them, and so then now they have an increased need for operators like the next day, then I can go onto the platform and I can create those ops and have the positions filled in a matter of typically hours. And so if you do have that sudden increase in production, then the operators from Veryable are there to meet that need.
If we start the day at 7 a.m. and we realize that we don't have enough labor on first shift to get parts out the door, that means we need to try to reinforce second or third shift. Now traditionally, you don't have those opportunities to bring in talent on a same-day basis. We did it with Veryable the first time we tried it.
But what we're going to rely on the fact of is using the Veryable service, right? To continue to, as we see something spike to, let's say, an additional 500 to 1,000 orders per day, or maybe even 1,500 orders per day. Now, our goal is fulfilling that with a temporary pool because we don't understand how that market works yet. And knowing that we have that flexibility to partner with Veryable as part of that process is what it's all about.
Our supervisors create the ops through Veryable and do the approvals, and they also do all the ratings. So we've just trained the different supervisors in the various departments, and then if they're out, our operations manager will usually step in. Recruiting took a majority of my time. It took me away from a lot of other projects and things that I needed to do. So having this Veryable platform and then just upskilling your supervisors so it gives them ownership. They're the ones that know the schedules, they're the ones that know when they need people in, when somebody's calling off.
It has been an absolute lifesaver in our business. I had no idea how effective it would be until we survived our busiest season and our payroll was 15% less than it was the year before.
We've seen a decrease anywhere between 10 and 15% in relationship to our overall cost from last year when we've used, I'll call it multiple staffing agencies versus working with just a Veryable service to really help us control that cost. Now, the last thing I would chime into that too is also the quality of the workforce. So you guys, again, have done a great job for us to really bring back the quality of the workforce for people that not only A, want to be here, but B, have a work ethic of when I'm here, I'm working, it's nose down, I get my stuff done, I get out of here. So that's really the work ethic we appreciate as well.
My best advice to anyone is if you're in a need, just give it a try. Start with one, start with two, vet it for yourself. Every business is going to be different, but the flexibility of Veryable and their platform should show out. And as you have work comes up that's non-standard or not planned as well as you would have hoped, then you have that as a resource, and in many cases it will happen faster.
I would say you absolutely want to consider Veryable. There's nothing to lose, there's no risk, and that's what I've told all the other communities. There's no contracts, there's no risk. So why wouldn't you want to use Veryable if you can get people in and help fill the gaps and you don't have to burden or overwhelm your existing workforce? Why wouldn't you want to do something like that? And if this is one of those links in the chain to make that happen, then you need to do that.